everyone. Hi, I'm on YouTube Live, on regular YouTube as well as YouTube Shorts. So, welcome everyone and welcome Facebook and LinkedIn. So, welcome. It is springtime in case any of us didn't realize it, especially this past weekend. We should have gotten the word since we had to spring forward with our clocks. So, I'm still trying to get used to the time difference. It's a little confusing, I have to say. Let me make sure that my mic is positioned where I need it to be. So I look at spring kind of in the same way that I look at the beginning of the year, which is that it's a new start, it's a new beginning, it's an opportunity to do things differently than you've been doing, whether it's for the previous year or in springtime, it's for the previous couple of months or quarter. And so with that, it gets you to start thinking about things that you want to do differently, especially when the weather starts to change. I get in a different mood and I want to do things that are different. So, first and foremost, what I'm going to start with is to welcome everyone who is watching this live as well as on the replay. If you do not know who I am, my name is Edie Clark, and I am a remote video producer, YouTube strategist. I'm also a video coach, and I love to come in here now every week. And I have themes every month on what I'm going to be talking about. In March is everything about springing into action. So doing things in honor of spring with regards to your video marketing and with regards to your YouTube channel. So thank you for being here. If you have any questions or comments, please post them in the comments below. If you need to get any more information about me, go to the description and you will be able to find links that can send you to my website, to the group coaching that I'll tell you a little bit about later, and anything else that you want to look or know about me. And then also, of course, if you find my content interesting, please do subscribe to my channel and you'll get more content like this. So back to the spring. So one of the things that I like doing at springtime is spring cleaning. And so traditionally we'll just, go through our closets, go through the garage, go through the cupboards and say, okay, what needs to get taken out? And one of the things that I've decided that I want to do this year is I want to spring clean my YouTube channel. So that's why I wanted to come in and talk to you guys about that. So the way that I plan on doing that is by just sort of looking and seeing what can I spruce up, change, and just shake things around with my YouTube channel, just so that I can get an idea of what direction I want to change things in, because my channel has been a bit in a rut for a period of time. Up until 2022, I was posting fairly regularly. Got to the point where I was actually doing weekly videos, custom videos, not live streaming. Live streaming I'm doing right now because this is a challenge for me. I am not a live streamer by nature, and I normally do pre-recorded videos, but I wanted to really commit to doing live streams. So that's what I'm doing now. But my channel previously, I custom created tutorial videos and videos that would just show my audience how to use various tools and platforms and software when it came to YouTube creation of videos as well as to video marketing. And I stopped that because it wasn't what I wanted to do anymore. And I wanted to try and figure out what I wanted to do moving forward. And so one of the things that I'm doing is I'm trying out live streaming on a weekly and consistent basis just to test it out and see what's going on. Because one of the things that I want to be more cognizant of is the fact that there's no need for me to try to, or any of us to try to beat the algorithm of YouTube. The goal is really to make sure that we are in tune with our audience. So those of you that are on here live, please post in the comments if you want me to cover something in particular, because the goal is to make sure that we are choosing the right content for the audience that is attracted to us, that is going to be watching us on a consistent basis. And so if I provide you with what you're interested in, then you're going to watch my videos. So there's no need for me to try to game the YouTube algorithm and do things based on what I think the algorithm is going to do. So that's one of the things that I'm doing. And I'm also switching around the formats, which again, I will talk about as I go through the list of things that I'm planning to do. And then I'm going to share my screen and show you what some of those things are doing, are that I'm going to be doing. So one of the things that I want to do is I want to look at my channel, and I have looked at my channel. Every now and again, I've done this. I don't necessarily do this on an annual basis, but I will change out my things like my channel art, and I'll change out my channel trailer and maybe my profile and things of that nature. So that's what I wanted to focus on today. So one of the things is that I'm reviewing my channel's appearance and just kind of getting an assessment on what I need to change. So let me share that with you. This is my channel dashboard. And so one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here to customization. My channel has looked the way that it's looked probably for about 3 years now, because I think it was in 2020 when I added my channel trailer. And at that time, I then sort of revamped and did some new things on it. So one of the things that I'm planning on doing is, I haven't done this yet. My goal is to get all of these things done before the end of March. I have a YouTube trailer that I use to entice my audience to know a little bit about who I am, what I offer, and to get an idea of what they can get from going onto my channel. I've not really reviewed this in a while, so that is definitely something that I want to update. And then I'm also probably going to switch out my featured video that is usually played for returning subscribers. So anybody that has already subscribed to my channel and they come to the homepage, instead of seeing the welcome trailer, they're going to see a featured video. Some people switch this out weekly, monthly. I don't do it that often. So that's, again, this is why we're doing the spring cleaning. So the one thing that I want to go to is over here on branding, and I want to switch out my profile image. And I'll tell you why I want to switch out the profile image. When you do audits, like there's a lot of companies out there that will do these rudimentary audits for you that don't cost anything. And I can't think of any of the names of them right now that come to mind, but I will post them in the comments or in the description afterwards. One of the things that they'll say is when you have your profile image, you should not have any text on it. So as you can see above me, I have decals on my walls. I have one on my left, and then I have one on the right. And then actually I have one that's off to the other side of the wall. So when I take still photographs, I really need to try to position myself where I'm in a empty space in the background so that that does not sway or distract, I should say, the profile image that I'm putting up on YouTube. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm swapping out this image, not because it's old or anything, but mainly because of the fact that there's text in the background. So I am going to change this to this one where I actually removed the background in Canva. And Canva is making life so much easier for people that are not Photoshop savvy. And so I'm removing that one. It's positioned the way that I want it, and I'll just hit done. And so you can see that that is done because the previous one had a little bit of the leftover text from either side. So when the audit would take place, it was reading as if there's text on it. And for a profile image, it's advised that you do not have text as your profile image. So I've swapped that out. Then the next one is my banner image. Now that again has not been swapped out for a while. So I've created a number of them. I don't know if you can see these. They're not big enough really for you to see. But I've swapped them out. And the reason why some people might be like, well, why the hell do they look the way that they look? My brand, and you don't need to stick with a brand, but my brand is based on an image of a painting that was done from my mother's house in the Virgin Islands where I grew up. And so I have a lot of like Caribbean colors are my brand colors. So they're midnight blues, they're sunset oranges, they're sunlight yellows, they're palm tree greens. So those are sort of the imagery that I find calming and soothing, and I've equated to my brand. So these images are the ones that I've come up with, but then I have included here too that feature me speaking. So I'm going to try a variety of these. I do love the palm tree one. I have to say I love the most. But this at least has me in it as well. And on your channel art, it is good, especially if you are a solopreneur and not like a corporation. It is advised that you try to put yourself in the imagery as well. So that's why I added these two, because these other ones were more thematic in terms of the fact that I wanted it to be Caribbean based. So I will try this one, and you can see how it looks. That's, the only downside about this is that it doesn't show you the entire channel art, but I will place it here and you can see that it's there. So I am going to publish. So if anybody goes to my channel right now, and of course this is going to ask me to proceed, and let's do what we got to do. All right. And so I'm going to go to my channel and let's try and refresh. And it's not refreshing. Let's try this view. It is not. Interesting. That is extremely odd, because as you can see here on my channel customization, it's been done. So I've never experienced it taking this long, but let's wait a minute or a couple more minutes and see how long this is going to take. Okay, so now the header has changed, but the profile image has not. So YouTube's a little slow, and my internet's pretty quick, so I'm not really sure why the profile image is taking longer. But you can see at any rate that the channel art has changed, and it's just taking a few moments, and it still isn't. So we're going to come back to that. But anyway, that's one of the things that I wanted to do, was to change out my channel art and change out my profile. Now, the other thing that I look at is on the rest of my channel, you can see that I have various playlists that are here. So at this point, I could decide I want to swap things out. Oh, I don't need this one anymore, or I want to move things around. You can certainly do that. So I can do all of that under customization and layout. So I can go down here and I can change all of these playlists if I wanted. So say, for example, I don't want this anymore, which I don't think I need. So I'm going to remove that. Single playlist, getting started, overview and walkthrough. I may need to optimize that. So some of the things that I can do certainly would require optimizing or re-optimizing some things. My client videos. I don't think I want this one there. And I don't need shorts, but I think shorts comes up automatically anyway. Yeah, so I might want to rearrange these things in a manner. Not really sure. The trailer, I'm going to review and decide whether or not I think that I need to update the trailer. And once I decide whether I'm going to do that, I'll definitely change that. And then with regards to the featured video, I think I can probably change that. Let's see, what do I want to change it to? So I can change it to any number of things. I can change it to Social Bee is a very popular video for me. So, and that's something that I've been promoting lately. I promoted it as recent as last month. So I will use that video instead. This For You section, I don't know if you've noticed. Let's see if the profile image changed finally. Okay, so it just takes a little bit. So now when you come on to your YouTube channel or anybody's YouTube channel, the first thing that's going to greet you after their trailer is going to be a For You section. That is not a section that we as creators are creating for anybody that's coming onto our channel. That is something that is custom that YouTube is creating on your behalf based on the search preferences of the person that's visiting your channel. So the way that you can customize that is in this section here where it says recommendations for your viewers. It says for you, YouTube will recommend fresh content based on your viewers' interest in this section at the top of your channel. This will only be visible to your viewers when you have enough content. So you have to have enough content on your channel in order for this to be activated. So if you want to go to more, I would recommend doing that, because if you have a lot of content, and let's say, for example, the oldest content, which might be 5 or 6 years ago, because let's face it, most of us have started our channels a while ago, put various things on there, and then maybe now, a few years later, we're coming back. If that is the case, then you would want to make sure that under recency, you're choosing recent content only, which is going to be content that you've posted in the last 12 months. Because if you leave it at their recommended for all content, it's going to go to older content that may not be related to what your current audience is interested in. I should try this just to see, because for the most part, I've always had content that was relevant to my audience. The only thing is my content does go back a number of years. So I've only been having recent, but I'm going to just do an experiment and change it to all content, which again is recommended by YouTube. And then up here, you can choose what kind of content type do you want them to pull from? Do you want them to pull only from your video content? Do you want them to pull only from your shorts? Do you want them to pull only from your live stream? Or do you want to do a combination or all three? In my instance, I have them pulling from all three. So I'm going to save that now. And to activate it, you just have to turn the toggle on in order to activate it. You guys have any questions, please post them in the comments so that I can address them. And let me know if there's content that you would rather me talk about as well. And then down here, the other thing that I have is people that are colleagues or clients that have YouTube channels, then I put those down in as a featured channel for myself. This is also a great opportunity to decide whether you want to change the channel name. Right now, I don't want to, but who knows, at some point I may. You also have the ability to change your handle. I don't have any issues with my handle. If you want to add in your pronouns, you can certainly do that as well. But then here for the description piece of it, you can add in whatever information you may need to update. Because look, our businesses change. We target different things. We may decide in different directions of where it is that we want to go. And so therefore your channel needs to show that as well. So maybe your free link to a consultation may have changed. Whatever it is that you need to change, you can certainly add that in there. And then you have all of the links that again now show up. Let me show you where that shows up. Your links show up here. And I, again, always recommend that the first link should be the link to whatever the freebie is that you referred to in your channel art. So my channel art here refers to an Embrace YouTube Checklist and Repurpose Guide. That is what this link is for. And so that is all here. So you just make sure that you put that information here. And then whatever additional links that you want to put in, you can, and you can just keep adding to your, I think you can add now 12, if I remember correctly. Then I always recommend that you have some sort of a contact email. And what I do is I usually use an email address that is specific to YouTube or specific to a specific type of content based on the fact that that's your YouTube channel. So my info, anything that comes in from info@edieclark.com, I know is YouTube related because this is the only place that I have this email. But now I've just announced it, so anybody can use that email. So if you've made any changes, you can certainly hit publish again. And like we decided or ascertained before, it's going to take a minute for it to publish. It looks like it takes probably about 5 or so minutes. So now I want to just kind of go through what some of the other things that we can do to update and refresh and do a spring cleaning to our content. One of the things we can do is we can update the lead magnet. So maybe you've redesigned it. Maybe you've added some more information, or maybe you've come up with a completely new lead magnet. You can certainly add that information in. Then one of the other things that you want to make sure that you're doing is reassessing and reevaluating the goals for your channel. So one of the things, like I said earlier, I'm experimenting with doing live streams because I've never done it before and I've never done it with consistency. I shouldn't say I've never done it before. I've never done it with absolute consistency. So I'm coming in every single week, every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern on regular YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and then now also Shorts Live. So I'm doing this because I want to get a better understanding of what my audience wants, what they're looking at, what's intriguing to them. I want to be able to engage with you so that you can share with me the content that you're interested in learning about. If you really like me on Shorts, what is it that you want me to talk about so that I can come in with exclusive information for Shorts, and then vice versa on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So you really want to analyze and reassess what your goals are. You want to analyze and reassess your target audience as well. You want to know what is it that your target audience is interested in learning about. And then that's what I'm doing with all of this as well. And then you want to reassess what your strategy, your content strategy. So that also goes into the fact of just making sure that you're creating the content that your ideal audience is interested in, and therefore you're going to gain success from doing that. So what is it, whether it is the content that you're showing or that you're talking about, is it the topic that they want to learn about? Are you identifying the specific steps within those topics that they want to learn about? All of that, you can take this opportunity for the springtime to really reassess and look at whether that's something that you can do better. Another thing is to come up with new ideas and new formats. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing new formats in that I'm doing live streams from the traditional tutorial videos. The other format that I'm experimenting with, less so on YouTube, but maybe at some point I might migrate it over to YouTube, is I'm doing workshops where I am inviting a brand to come and do a 1-hour workshop where I share with my audience how I'm using a tool or a software. And then they're there for their expertise to show you exactly if there's any questions that you have to answer or any additional things, because I'm only going to be showing you one aspect of how I'm using it. And then you'll get a demonstration from the brand on how it can be used, the myriads of ways that it can be used. And you're there to be able to ask questions as well. So that's a format that I'm experimenting with. I'm also experimenting with new content ideas in the themes that I'm coming up with for my live streams every single month. So that's an option that you can think of as well. If you don't have a content calendar, that's definitely something that you can start to consider moving forward for the rest of the year. What content do you want to create based on what content your audience is interested in learning about? And then the last thing is basically going through your channel and looking and seeing, are there any videos that you can do updated versions on? Is there any content that you have that has been doing really well and that is really old? And I say really old, like 2, 3, 4 years old, but it's still doing really well in the sense that it's still getting viewers, but maybe there's a different slant that you can take on it. Or maybe because I do a lot of video tools and platforms and things, maybe there's multitudes of new features that have been added that I can do an update for. So those are some of the things that I'm going to be doing in my spring cleaning plan that I plan on getting done I'm not going to say before, by the end of this month, just so that I can have a fresh start starting in April. And one of the things that I want to do in April is a challenge. So that's part of another format or new type of content that I want to create, is a challenge that I'm going to be doing in April. And I hope you guys will be sticking around for that. So that's basically what I want to do for my channel. And I hope that that's inspiring you to do some spring cleaning on your channel. And it doesn't just have to be for your channel. You can do this for your social media, because I plan on doing it also over on my LinkedIn page. I'm going to change the banner. I'm going to update my profile. So this is applicable whether it's YouTube or some other social media platform. And maybe most of you are already doing that on your other social media platforms. I tend to be a little lazy. So what I have is like, okay, that's enough. I don't need to do it anymore. So, but that's what I plan on doing on my LinkedIn as well. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate you being here, both on YouTube Shorts as well as on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Again, if you are watching this on the replay, please post your questions below. If you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, feel free to go ahead and subscribe and like this video if you found it informative. I have more videos in the Spring into Action theme coming up for the rest of March. And I would love to invite you to click on the QR code up in the upper right corner if you are interested in participating in my group coaching and accountability, where I walk you through all of the stages and steps that you need to in order to get your channel up and running and creating your content, but also in a group atmosphere where you will have accountability and you'll be able to get instantaneous feedback and personalized coaching. So if you are interested in that, click on the QR code to learn a bit more. If you have questions about it, feel free to reach out to me. I am open to hearing any questions that you may have, and I will see you next week. All right, take care.